American fans are already mapping out the route to a World Cup final on home soil. But right now, there is a massive tactical trap waiting for them in the round of 32. That early tournament momentum hit a brick wall during the final group stage match. After resting 9 starters against an already eliminated Turkey, the US gave up a crushing 98th-minute game winner to lose 3-2. It was a brutal reality check. The US had looked untouchable playing aggressive football earlier in the week, but watching their reserves chase shadows stunned the stadium and completely halted their momentum. Now they face Bosnia and Herzegovina. And if you think this is a favorable draw, remember that this is the exact same Bosnian squad that just eliminated the 4-time champions Italy in the European playoffs. That loss to Turkey proved the American depth chart isn't quite ready for World Cup intensity. The rested starters are stepping back onto the pitch for a do-or-die scenario where a single mistake will send them packing. On Wednesday, the tournament shifts to the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium for the knockouts. Don't be fooled by the lack of household names on their roster. This is a group that just sent Italy home early during the qualifying playoffs. They are physically imposing and strictly disciplined on defense. We saw this firsthand when they nearly stole a win against Canada in front of a fiercely partisan crowd in Toronto. Hostile stadiums simply do not rattle them. Their path to an upset relies on a very specific tactical mechanism. They will drop deep into a low block, invite the United States to hold the ball, absorb the pressure, and wait for the perfect moment to launch a fatal counterattack. If the American squad comes out flat and struggles to break through that physical wall, their World Cup run will end before it really begins. To survive this trap, the United States has to execute the system Mauricio Pochettino brought to the team. He successfully implemented an aggressive, offense-first brand of football that dictates the tempo rather than just reacting to it. On the tactical board, fullbacks invert from the sidelines into the central midfield, creating massive overloads. With the center packed, midfielders bypass the front line, making devastating late runs straight into the penalty box. Keeping that machine moving requires elite split-second touches from the forwards, and players like Fuller and Balogun have been executing it perfectly to maintain possession. Winger Tim Weah recently pointed out that the US used to play like the good guys of world soccer. Under this new system, they are learning how to be relentless aggressors. To dismantle a stubborn Bosnian defense that wants to sit back, the US will need that exact high-pressing intensity to force crucial mistakes in the final third. The math changes to the US on Wednesday because their most dangerous individual talent is finally back. After resting his calf for the group finale, Christian Pulisic is officially returning to the starting lineup. Data shows a steep drop-off in key passes and dribble success rates without Pulisic. Tactically, his ability to pull defenders out of position forces Bosnia's defense to commit, creating the gaps the US needs to exploit. If this team is going to make a deep run, Pulisic is the engine. His mere presence on the wing completely shifts the entire geometry of the field, heavily in America's favor. You also have to factor in the environment itself. The American crowds have turned these stadiums into absolute fortresses, intimidating opponents with deafening noise. This dynamic chart highlights the historical power of that home field advantage. Across the previous 22 editions of the Men's World Cup, the host nation has reached the Final Four nearly 60% of the time. Mauricio Pochettino has taped the words "Why not us" to his office walls, and that supreme confidence is clearly bleeding into his roster. Bosnia possesses the physical profile to ruin a tournament, but the technical gap between these two starting 11s is undeniable. They have a fully rested lineup, their best attacker on the wing, and 70,000 fans behind them. The knockout stage leaves no room for error, but the US should be heavy favorites to survive this trap and advance to the round of 16. Drop your exact score predictions in the comments, and we'll see you after the final whistle.